Hey everybody, welcome back to BK's Bullets. Today we're talking episode 1 of Miss Marvel. Hey everybody, welcome back to BK's Bullets. This is my back porch. We're sitting over here by the pool here in sunny nighttime Florida. And I gotta say, Miss Marvel is a fucking icon already. If episode 1 is an indication of every episode in however many episodes we're getting in this Marvel Disney Plus series, this will be the most fun, the most well-directed piece of Marvel anything in the last 12 years that we've had in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Miss Marvel right now, for me, is this is Iron Man for Marvel Phase 4. This is the character that's going to bring Marvel into the next round. This portrayal, this actress, Iman Vellani, her charisma, her lovability, her cuteness, her personality, everything. She's a superstar in the making, and we're all going to watch it together. Seriously, if you have not read any Miss Marvel, and I have not read much at all, don't get me wrong. I'm not an expert by any means. I've read the first 6 issues of her original story by G. Willow Wilson and Adrian Alphona. I've read her in The Champions when Mark Waid was writing that. I've read her in Mark Waid's Avengers when she came in over there. I've read some of the other stuff that's going on now. I think is it still The Champions, her team right now? I've read some of that, but I have not read a ton of the solo Miss Marvel books. But I gotta say, this show is phenomenal. Phenomenal. So much heart, so much fun, so much love, so much style, so much. This feels unlike any other Marvel thing you've ever seen. Like, and I think that's the thing I love most about it. I love the characters. I love Abu. Is it Abu? I think it's slang for dad. Her mother, her brother, as little as he's there, is like, he's very religious, but he's like also kind of cool. I love that. Her best friend, Bruno, fantastic. But Iman Vellani here playing Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, phenomenal. She's a superstar, and if she only plays Miss Marvel for the next 10 years before she breaks out, I guarantee you she's the next Tom Holland. She's the next real big thing. Like, she's a superstar. And if she doesn't get anything off of this, shame on Hollywood, because she's a phenomenal actress, got a lot of charisma, and she is perfect for this part. I watched one episode. This episode's 49 minutes long. I'm in love with this show. In love. Man, oh man, this show is so cool. So much style, so much wit, so much character, just so much like love into this, more than anything you've ever seen before. If you're not into Miss Marvel, that's fine. Watch this first episode. I guarantee you there is something you will latch onto, even if you're not. I'm not Pakistani, I'm not Muslim or anything like that, so there's nothing for me to latch onto there. But I can see people who are of the same religion, the same background as Kamala here, loving this show for all the little details and stuff that I didn't catch here. But what I loved about it the most was the style of it, the directing, the acting, the portrayal. It was phenomenal. I think these same showrunners or directors are also doing Batgirl for HBO Max with Leslie Grace, where Michael Keaton's coming back. If that's an indication of the style of that movie, holy shit, that movie's going to be great. If all the episodes were like this, holy shit, this will be the best Marvel project ever. Ever. Like, everybody always says, like, Marvel kind of has the same style going on and on. Maybe, Sam Raimi had a little bit of his Raiminess in Multiverse of Madness, and that was cool. This is the thing that feels the most unlike Marvel ever, and this is the breath of fresh air that we needed 12 years into this Marvel project. Like, this is fresh. This is new. This is something you've never seen before, but it is so loving. Is such just the whole concept of not even it's not called Heroes Con, Avenger Con is it's not a brand new idea, but there's so much love and attention into it that it's you as a Marvel fan, you can't not help but not love it. Um, Ryan Panagos, Agent M, being the fucking host of the cosplay contest, like little details like that, just following all the little details in Avenger Con is just, I mean, it screams budget, but not in a bad way, but like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of budget poured into here, is what I was thinking. But all the different style, the animations, the animated thing at the beginning of her little YouTube channel, while she's formulating her plan to Bruno, all the little animations and stuff there as they're riding their bikes. Oh, it was so cute, it's so lovable. You could really tell, like, I mean, confession time. I was a person who loved the Lizzie McGuire show on Disney Channel years and years ago, almost 20 years ago now. There was another show that had the same kind of concept as a high school show. I don't remember what it was. Maybe there were a couple of them, um, but had like animated beginning and end things in that show. And if this is going to do some of that in every episode, I love it. I'm all in. Um, this is so fresh, so new, so exciting. You really owe it to yourself. If you're tired of the Marvel formula, of the Marvel style, of everything just being dull and lackluster and lacking in color and lacking in directing style and just kind of like these people have no idea what they're doing and they're cheap and we're just letting Marvel do what they do with the action sequences, this is not that. I think the last thing that I watched, I mean, WandaVision had its own thing. It had its own hook that was really cool. Falcon and Winter Soldier is the other one that I really loved that had its own hook that was really cool. This one blows all that out of the water in the first episode. I'm hooked. I'm in love with Aman Vellani. Um, her lovable best friend Bruno. Don't know the actor's name right off the top of my head. Looking at my iPad over here thinking it's going to show on there. I should have pulled up the IMDb page. Her mother, her father, her brother, all the characters in here, just the little bits you get of them, so wonderful. The moment that got me the most, oh my gosh, the moment where her mom and her dad are like, hey, we're going to let you go to Heroes Con. I made you a costume and you're going to match with your dad. Oh, it got me right in the feels, got me right in the dad bone, especially the heartbreak of her dad. Just like he put on the costume, he did the makeup, he was so excited to go, and I was like, oh, if I ever get that heartbroken as a father with my kids about something like that, that will probably be the pinnacle of my fatherhood. You know what I mean? Like, oh, just I gotta hand it to them. This is so well written, so well directed, so well acted. You really owe it to yourself, even if you're not interested in this character at all, for any reason, whether it's stupidity, racism, your own fucking male chauvinism, whatever the fuck it is. You owe yourself this show to give it a shot. It will charm the fucking pants off of you. Um, I don't say I went into it with high expectations or low expectations. I was like, we'll see, we'll see. But oh my gosh, from the first 5 minutes, I was totally in, totally hooked, totally enthralled. This did not feel like 49 minutes. This felt like 20. This show was so engrossing, so engaging. The characters are so great. The characterization's great. This really makes me realize that, like, maybe I've been missing out on this character for the last 10 years since she came about. I mean, you've got to hand it to G. Willow Wilson. I'm probably mispronouncing her name, Sana Anamat. She's an executive producer on the show, but I believe her and, I could get this wrong, G. Willow Wilson kind of like paired up at Marvel Comics 10 years or so ago and really kind of like made Miss Marvel a thing. Sana Amanat, I believe, was an editor at Marvel at the time and was the editor. Maybe she still is the editor of the Miss Marvel comic books, but she's an executive producer on the show, so she's got the the magic touch here of seeing the through line of the charm and all that stuff from the original Marvel comics into the show. So hands off, high fives to Kevin Feige, to Louis D'Esposito, Sana Amanat, and the showrunners, the directors, the actors. This is a phenomenal fucking show. Do not sleep on this show. Don't sleep on it. Seriously. This is the best thing you've never seen. And when you see it, you will agree with me. This show, so much charm, so much like this is. Remember when you saw Tom Holland in Spider Man Far From Home? Or even Civil War, and you were like, who's that guy? He is so cool. He's so charming. I love him as Peter Parker. You're going to do that with Aman Vellani and Miss Marvel and a character that you don't know that well, and you're going to go, oh my God, I love her. I love the character. I love the acting. You're going to be hooked. I guarantee it. There is no excuse for you not to watch this show and not to love it. It is that good, that well crafted, that well acted, that well directed. Just the amount of different things, like just the directing alone, I think was the thing that grabbed me the most. But it helped me fall in love with the actress and the characterization and the character. But just the camera tilts and the Dutch angles and the thing when you're flying and she's falling on the side of her bed and you're just looking at her upside down and just like realizing like, oh, you feel like you're that teenager going through all these things with her because of the way the camera moves, and it's it's got real style. It's got real heart, and that's something that Marvel has been missing in all of their movies, and all of their television shows up until this point. So, if this is the way that Marvel's going to go from here on out, give people who have a real vision and a real style a chance to do awesome things, this is the thing they need to do moving forward. Like Chloe Zhao, or yeah, Chloe Zhao, Zoe. Anyway, the woman who directed Eternals that won Best Director last year, I think it's Chloe Zhao. I could be mispronouncing it or getting it backwards. Anyway, she had a style, but it wasn't. It was very cold, and it kind of fit the thing of Eternals, but it didn't work for Eternals in terms of charm or anything like that. Very outdoorsy, very natural. This has charm. This has style. This is what, like, I thought Chloe Zhao, that's what it is, Chloe Zhao was going to deliver for Eternals. This is what I expected from Eternals in terms of style and direction and heart and just everything. This is it. This is it. Like I said, this is Iron Man for Phase 4. Like, Phase 4 doesn't start until now. Everything else after this should be based on this. Should be following this template. Should be following this in style. I know we've had like 5 shows up until here. We've finally got a movie or 2, but this is the true start of Phase 4. So if this is any indication on where Marvel's going, if Blade, the movie, starts production next month, and it is as stylistic or as fun or as, in a different way as this, I'm all for it. They need to let people do this more often, instead of the standard locked off camera or super CG'd shots. There's so much realism here because it feels like they probably shot on real sets, real locations, real neighborhoods with real color and contrast and details, and just made it really feel like a real place. Jersey City, a place you've never been before, a place you don't really think you want to go and visit. I'm like, wow, that place looks really cool. I might want to go there someday. Maybe not. I don't know. Apparently it's got a bad rap. You can't leave your bicycle for 10 minutes, right? But man, they really delivered on this show. So that's my rave review for Miss Marvel episode 1. Don't sleep on it. Go watch it. Let me know down below in the comments what you thought of it. You owe it to yourself to watch something this well directed, this well acted, with this much love in the Marvel Universe today. This is rare, folks. We don't get it like this anymore. This is Iron Man 10 years later. The next Iron Man, the next superstar. I'm calling it right fucking now. Aman Vellani and these directors, this showrunner, this character. This is it. Here we go, folks. You're watching the birth of a new era in the Marvel Universe. I'm calling it right now. This was fan-fucking-tastic. Seriously, go watch it.